We got the Volvo 2013 Cummins 2250. We got the Peterbilt 587 2250. Birmingham in the morning, 9 a.m. Just took a short load from Atlanta over here just so I could come check out this truck. Still paid pretty decent money. Took them a little bit to unload, but hey. Gonna head up 65 for about 20 miles and really wish it wasn't raining, or at least it would stop, because I need to pull that valve cover and I do not want to get any water in this gentleman's oil if I do not buy the truck. But might not be able to pull the valve cover unless we get some kind of tarp or something going on. But let's head up there and see what this truck's all about. Talk a little bit about buying a truck, buying your first truck, buying your second truck, buying whatever kind of truck. What I look for, maybe if you don't know what you're looking for, this will help you out. T's and P's over here, I don't know what they got going on, but they're in the middle of the road. Hopefully it's just a small breakdown. Oh yeah, he's changed his back tire. So he's okay. Heading up 22 towards Memphis, about 10 miles away. Here we are, right next door to it, and go meet Nicole. I think that's his wife. She's waiting for me. Give me the keys. Let's see what we got. Well, right away, something kind of caught my eyes I got here. When you're buying your first truck, your second truck, any kind of truck, it's always awesome if you can come check it out in person. So I took a load over here to Birmingham just to check it out. It's a 587 with the exact same package, engine package as mine. And I think that's a sign. That's awesome. So we'll check this thing out. It's got some great rubber on it. Look at this. Check your rubber. It's a little bit rusted on that chamber. Might replace all the chambers. Tires. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. You're Nicole, right?
I am.
All right. Well, you're on camera. I wanted to make sure you're okay with that, so I asked you previously. But she went and got the keys, and this is she's a seller's wife. So we're gonna check this thing out today and see if it's gonna be our next truck. All right. And here we go. Very, very familiar engine. Took this whole thing apart myself. Exactly the same, except for the water separator is on the other side. Oh yeah, there's the old fan clutch. He's had his replaced too. You can tell there. I just had my fun with this. Looks about the same kind of process. Maybe easier to get to this one than it was for mine. Oh, his serial number starts with 795. Just like mine. It is 028. Right, the last two is 88, and that was my football number in college. So maybe that's another sign. We got great steers. Oh, it's got disc up front. That is pretty cool. You don't see disc brakes very often. No leaking at those discs. Tires are all the same. He's done a new airbag back here. He's done a new chamber here. You can tell by the band. So we'll probably replace all the chambers. A little bit of rust on it. It's been from it's been a Schneider truck, but it's been up there and probably some snow and some weather. He did add a sliding fifth wheel to it. He has the original one also, so we'll look back on these and see if they're leaking at all. Any of the no, wheel seal's good on that one. Wheel seal's good on that one. They have these little covers that make it so you can't really see the brake depth, but you can get in there with a flashlight and see it on these shoes. Hey, where's that? There you are. It's not gonna focus in there though. But he said he did have the brakes done last year, so I'll take his word for that, because the truck's in pretty dang good condition. That one's not leaking on the wheel seal. Oh, let me zoom out a little bit. Neither is that one. Pretty dry, besides the wet rain. He's done a new airbag recently over here. All right, tanks are down there. Well, the air tank would be right there. One of them is. We'll have to get some locking caps. Oh, he does have locking caps. Awesome. Already got them. And he just did a new condenser up here. You can see the lines are brand new. Brand new condenser lines going to the dryer. So I just love it. He's got the scripture on there too. Let's check out the inside. I'm not 100% sure on how to open these toolboxes here. Looks like you just spin them. Okay. Oh, there's your batteries. A little different than the Volvo, but actually looks like it's easier to get to. And the batteries don't have any swelling, no big buildup around them. That's pretty good. Look at that stuff, guys, when you're out here. Close that up. And it was leased onto Snyder, so every 3 months it was inspected. Yeah. That's another good thing you want to know. We're gonna need a door panel. I don't know what happened here. We'll have to ask him about that. I don't have to have a door panel, but maybe I had to break in at one point or something went wrong. Let's check out inside. All right, 811 on the clock. So we are gonna be due for an in-frame soon. These engines, guys, when you're looking at them, they pop at about 700,000 to 800,000 miles. So be ready for that. Pretty nice seat. A little cigarette burn there, but it doesn't smell like smoke in here, so that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Man, it just has so much more room compared to the Volvo. 75-inch sleeper. Let's get some light in here. There we go. Just needs a little bit of cleaning. That's the good old Peterbilt speakers. Lights work, okay. And it doesn't have a refrigerator, so I'll have to add that. Has some storage here. And so much room in these things, though. So much room. Extra light up there, and then it has the extra bed. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I don't know how you disconnect that. I would imagine you pull on that, but I'll have to figure that out. Yeah, you pull extra bed that folds down. Really want that for the kiddios. And then here is our APU. Maybe we can turn it on from here. There you go. Let's go for heater. Let's turn it down to ice cold like I go. We'll see if that thing kicks on. He's just had some work done to it, so we'll definitely have to add a fridge in here. He's got a little cooler that plugs in that he has, but we'll do a fridge and we'll have to get rid of this. Yeah, he didn't even mount that into the ground, so that's good. Lots of room there. And he has the inverter. See if that works. Just exact same inverter as my truck. Awesome. And those amps should climb to about 13.5, 14 once we fire up the APU. Ah, but a nice truck. Nice truck. Pretty simple looking dash. We might do a steering wheel on it. But we got the 10-speed. And what do we have here? That's hard mounted. I thought that was loose. That's hard mounted. All right, APU's about to fire. I like it. Got the extra windows up here that open. And then does the bed come up? Yeah, it looks like it does. Just have to release it somewhere. I feel like there's just something right here. Does that release it? There you go. All the extra storage down there. And all the workings for the APU are down here. Okay. Lots more storage than the Volvo. All right, so fired up. APU is going. As long as it fires like that, I'm happy with it because I know how to fix them. They got a little bit of wood grain accent. So they will probably leave maybe this one. We'll leave up this thing and get, or maybe we'll just put one of those fridges inside of it. Who knows? Hardwired in there. Yeah, definitely a nice truck. Let's get that engine open and check that out. And see if the clutch is engaging and all that kind of stuff. But might be a good buy. Fire in a hole. First time. Let's make sure we're neutral. Yeah, we're in neutral. Not bad. A little hard kick over at the beginning, but it probably hasn't been fired in a day or so. Got good oil pressure. And I don't know about the Peterbilts, but in the Volvo, you can, if you get an engine code, you can look it up right there inside the interface. So, almost 20,000 engine hours. Let's see. Well, that's a nice clutch too, nice and heavy. We'll let the air pressure build up. Primary's building pretty quick, secondary's taking its time. Let's see what we got here. Get some oil through that valve cover before we pull it off. Windshield wipers are working. Another cool thing about the Peterbilt, it has the pull there. The Volvo just has a push here. Let's see if our AC kicks on. We can hear the compressor. Straight there. That's going to be on. I didn't hear the compressor kick, but we'll see. I don't know if the gauge is broken, but we're still not getting any secondary air. So we'll see. We'll ask him about that. Or maybe it's different because the Volvo will always show secondary. Maybe this has to be hooked up to the trailer. I don't know. It seems like it would be there, but I mean, it's cold air coming out, but of course it's 40 degrees outside. I didn't hear the air compressor kick on. Oh yeah, I just did. Cool. I just heard it kick on. Yep. All right. AC works. Just wondered about this and this. Check out what those are. But as far as the engine running good, it sure is going good. So we should get some tools out. Pull that valve cover. See what we got underneath there. Oh wait, no, it's going now. All right, taking our time. Got up to a little under 100 on primary, and secondary just takes her time. My truck pretty much does them both at the same time, so I'm just not used to it. Different truck. What do we got here? We got cruise control. We got locking in our power divider, sliding the fifth wheel, DPF. Rear light for the cab, lights to the back, dimming, rear AC. Okay. And then Kingpin release operations. So he must have added this for his new fifth wheel being added, because Schneider made him add a sliding fifth wheel when he leased on with them. So we might do like a nav screen here or something. I don't know, maybe a navigation, because some of the trucks had a navigation screen right here. So you can remove these panels pretty easily. Maybe do a different stereo, a newer one. But as far as that, we just really want to know what's going on right there. Let's see what that's doing like. But other than that, it has a way bigger sleeper. Get it all cleaned up, get the boys in here if we get it. A little ashtray, one cup holder, and some storage down here. Peterbilt 587, guys. Oh yeah, they're both right there at 100 now. All right, I don't want to get the engine too hot because I got to go put my hands on top of it. So let's get where the air's building. She sounds healthy though. And let's look at that stack, make sure we got no blow by coming up here. A good test for this. Rattly. A little vibration to it. Fan clutch is working. And she runs good. She fires good. Yeah, I'm gonna. Where's our exhaust at? Underneath, right? There it is. Oh, it's right there. Okay. And zero white smoke is what we're looking for. All right. Let's open the valve cover up since it's not raining too bad, and then we'll take it for a test drive. It's Jordan, right? This is Jordan, by the way. Say hi to YouTube. He is the oldest son of Travis. Cool, man. Jordan just informed me right here that we had a, the door wasn't opening. And you can see right here, they put a zip tie on it. The little piece of metal that goes through the back of the handle here wasn't latching in anymore, so they had to come to the other side, and the door couldn't open, so they had to cut it open. So we'll get a new door panel here, and probably replace that hatch too, just to be sure. There you go. We got a little leak back here, guys. It might be a check valve. It might be that same manifold I just fixed on my truck. Can't get under there to see what it is though. Might even be the line going to the seat. Who knows? Sometimes that leaks. Yeah, it's got a little leak off one of those tanks back there. Where you at? Oh, there it is right there. It's actually this one, guys. Yeah. That's the leak right there. We'll have to replace that quick connect fitting. You can hear it.
Yeah, that leak.
Yeah. There you go.
They used to, you had to have wrenches. Now you got those.
Now you got to take off all these panels. I mean, this shouldn't be that hard to take off. But we'll replace that before we get it going.
Travis,
I'm getting a little bit of rain, so we're just going to loosen up the EGR here. That pipe has to come out of the way to get the valve cover off. And we'll loosen up this reservoir line coming to the radiator. But we're going to wait for the rain to give us a little patch before we pop that valve cover, because you don't want any water in your oil. That's it. Always have some tools with you. The compressor is passing a little bit of oil, which means it's still building air, but it's just, that's why we're getting a leak down here. I think it's pressurizing a little much. And that's really wet right there. If you can see that one right there, that's the one leaking. And if you touch it, it's got oil all over it. So that's got to be the feed line from the compressor. So just needs a new compressor to clean out that line. Not a huge thing, but that is a $800 part for the compressor. But we've done it plenty of times before. Not that bad. And it's actually easier to get to on this one than it was my Volvo. So look for the line coming off the back of this is your compressor right here. If it has a bunch of oil on it, you're going to need a new one soon enough. And the fuel pump is not painted red anymore. So that means it has been opened before. And that means if anybody's opened that before, they have done they got rid of the ceramic plungers and did the metal one. So that's another good thing to sell. Last thing we need to see though is check out that cam and get it for a test drive. But that is really cool. There's disc brakes up front. Now to get these valve covers off, you're going to have 8 10mm bolts. You're going to need an extension. Get those off. This Packard design had a coolant reservoir tube going over. Get that loose. Make sure all your wires are loose, and then you have an EGR. Take off these two and these two, and it'll release because you need to get that off. So that comes up, and then there's one more breather going to the crankcase filter on the front. Push that together and pull that pipe off. We'll get all that off, and luckily we got a little break, so we'll try and get the valve cover off and back on before we get any raindrops. All right, our valve cover is off, and we have some good lobes. A little bit of dust from the valve cover. Had some dust on the corner of it. Tried to clean it off, but those lobes are looking good. Yeah, that's just dust from the valve cover. A lot of residue out here that got in there. Trying to clean it all out now. But our cam is in good shape. That's a blessing, a good thing. These are your Jake brake solenoids. Can't really test them unless you push down on them while they're going. Everything else looks good. All right, let's button it back up. Some of them are locked in the stroke position, but the ones that aren't, looks like they're pretty good within reason. All right, our Jake's looking good. I like it. We'll send these over to Allison, the mechanic, and see what she thinks too. And get this valve cover back on. God gave us a perfect little opening, because I just got the valve cover back on and we're raining. Let's get this tightened up. Fire in the hole. We just got done putting the valve cover back on. There we go. Put our tools away and get washed up. Let this thing air back up. Take it for a test drive. I don't think it's bad, but it just needs a new yeah, I'm gonna give this a Jake real quick, make a noise. Has a new turbo, and then the clutch was done last year. Turn those windshield wipers off. Got a little bit of an exhaust leak on the manifold, but the turbo was rebuilt in the summer, and that's given us a VGT code, variable geometric timing, on the turbo. Little actuator in there. It's not getting enough boost because the manifold's leaking. So only when you push it really hard, like 1600 RPMs, is a start to, if you can hear the boost in the turbo. So that's probably what's giving this little code right here. Got a check engine. He says that code is for the VGT on the turbo, the actuator. And the tractor ABS, that could be a sensor somewhere, so we'll have to check into that. But heat works good, the AC kicks on, and we checked out the whole engine. Let's set the brakes and open the engine one more time, look at that manifold, and I think we got a good assessment of what we're looking at. Thanks a lot for showing it to us. So we got that little guy leaking right there with a lot of oil residue on it. And that typically is a sign you're getting oil from your compressor, which we definitely are. And if you're getting a leak from somewhere in here, that means there's a leak somewhere else in the truck usually. But let's go check out that manifold. That's what's giving us that check engine code. The ABS code, we'll have to hook it up to the computer. But as far as the manifold, sometimes you'll be able to see black of where it's hanging out. Wow, who did his turbo? Because he's missing 2 bolts on the back.
Warrior River.
Wow.
Warrior, what do they call it?
They put some, made their own kind of gasket back there. You can see all the goop. And he's missing 2 bolts. They might have broke them off. That one's got a bolt. There's 2 bolts there and there. There could be a crack somewhere in the manifold, but it most likely is those 2 bolts missing.
Probably so.
Yeah. So, get all that checked out. We got a little bit of leakage back there. Man, that turbo's hot. Yeah, check over all your stuff, guys. The water pump's not leaking. It held temperature just fine. Batteries were charging. Oil pressure was holding at 40. And it's starting to rain on us. It's telling us we're done. Looking, but she's a beautiful truck. A couple little cosmetic things here and there. And she's a Peterbilt. All right. Okay, so let's talk about these 2 trucks. There's Rance right there. Awesome guy. That's Travis's father-in-law. We got the Volvo 2013 Cummins 2250. We got the Peterbilt 587 2250. Both 10 speeds, both nice trucks. They're gonna be reliable for you. I have to be honest on my assessment on these 2 trucks. The inside dash, the crinkiness, I'll call it. The stuff that's crinking is the plastic feel of it. The door handles, the door panels. I'm not dogging Peterbilt, but it is not the quality of the Volvo. I'll give you that right now. The Volvo is night and day better quality than the Peterbilt. Same drivetrains, beautiful trucks that are gonna be able to get you to make some money, but the built-in refrigerator in the Volvo, all of the, just the amenities in there are just night and day better made than Peterbilt. And I'm sad to say that because I was really wanting this truck. And I'm gonna talk to Travis about it, see if we can work out a deal, but if you watch this whole video, you see there's some stuff that needs to be addressed in there. We got the compressor leaking, compressor needs to come back. A couple different things that need to be addressed. I wish it was as top-notch mechanically as this thing, but we've gone through this whole thing, so it's been done. So buying your first truck, buying your second truck, I hope this video helps you kind of look what things you're gonna look for. Look for your axle seals, look at your brake shoe depth, look if it has ABS lights on, look if it has a leak like that. If you can hear it in that video, that was the second one where you could really hear the exhaust leaking. I turned Jake's on stage 2, not even stage 3, because I didn't want to turn the VGT on. And yeah, so that's my assessment. God bless you guys. I'm gonna go try and find a load now. Today is January 7th of 2021. And I hope if you're watching this at any time in life, this helps you with picking a truck that you're gonna drive and make money with. Both these trucks are great trucks. This one's at an overhaul. I bought this one for $33,000 or $31,500. Put $9,000 down and financed it for 2 years. This one I can buy right now for $16,500. Am I gonna pay that much for it with what I just found out about it? No, I'm gonna drop that probably to 12 because of the new manifold I'm gonna put on it, take that thing off, reprogram the VGT. It might need a new VGT, which is a turbo, a variable geometric timing. It's a new thing with these newer motors for better fuel economy. It was showing 4.3 miles per gallon on the tripometer, which probably is due to that manifold leaking that bad because it's not getting full boost into that turbo. It's not getting enough power. Yeah, 31,500 with 670,000 miles. 2.5 years ago, bought this one. He's asking 20. He was asking 30 for it. And he dropped it to 22. Now he's down to 20. But has a couple of issues as you've seen through this video. So it's a long video, but I really hope this helps you know what to look for in your truck. There's Camworks out there, T680s. There's 587, 579 Peterbilts. 579 is a little bit newer. 587 is a little bit older. These were used as prime trucks a lot, so are the new 579s. Volvos are everywhere. They get a bad rap in the industry because they're Volvo, but I have to tell you guys, if you've ever driven one, the ride quality and the quality of the interior of the cab. Like after today's video, if I can get this one for 12, I'll probably buy it and maybe put somebody in and help someone start their authority with it. But I'm most likely gonna buy another Volvo. I'm gonna buy a 780 or another 670 with the Cummins if I can find one. So God bless y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Well, we went and saw it today. A little disappointed. A lot of stuff on there, just like any purchase that was left out. That was definitely known, I guess you could say. Like 2 manifold bolts missing, and a bunch of homemade gasket that sounded like a 1979 Chevy truck with a leaky manifold on both sides. And the turbo wouldn't spool up because of it. Wouldn't get a full boost. So, a couple little things that probably could have been addressed, like the whole door panel missing, stuff like that. So, we will give him an offer, see what he says. He was holding tight at 18.5 and I was offering 16.5, so we'll see if we can meet somewhere. But super nice of Rance, R-A-N-C-E. Nice hanging out with him. He test drove it with me because the seller was working his new job. So get back to load board, see if we can get home. But it's a beautiful day still, 47 degrees. See if we get anything.